This episode of The Bracket, a Lights Camera Barstool podcast, is specially presented by Waterbird. That is right. Waterbird's canned cocktails. You can find them in grocery stores, a convenience store, a liquor store near you. They make high-quality canned cocktails with real premium distilled spirits. Waterbird's ranch water, fantastic. If you never had ranch water, real premium Blanco tequila, sparkling water, lime juice, fantastic. I'm an Austinite from Texas. Tell you what, ranch water, very popular there. It is delicious, must have. You got to try Waterbird's. It's the ultimate refreshment. Makes their ranch water with real tequila, not from sugar or malt like all the others in the market. Waterbird also makes a delicious tequila margarita. The Waterbird tequila margarita is made with Waterbird's real premium Blanco tequila, distilled in Mexico, sparkling water, lime juice, triple sec, and a little pinch of salt. No mixing, none of that necessary. Waterbird, canned, all ready to go. Don't need anything else there. It's all right there. The ranch water, awesome. Tequila margarita, just as good, maybe even better. Who knows? Try them both. Figure out which one you like the best. Again, maybe you're going to like both of them. But try Waterbird. You can find them grocery store, convenience store, liquor store near you. Thank you to Waterbird for sponsoring this podcast. All right, welcome back to The Bracket, Volume 3. Jeff Lowe, alongside my normal Lights Camera Barstool co-host KenJac. KB, Owen, Nick, Cheah. We've done two of these. First one was Worst Mascot, which was won by the Wizard of Fries from McDonald's, or from Burger King. And then the second one last week was Best Gas Station Snack, and we picked beef jerky despite almost voting it out in the first round.
Pretty much all hate it.
I don't know how we fucking let that happen.
Beef jerky was my number one. Way above everything else. It was beef jerky.
You got almost
else.
none of your votes. Almost nothing you voted for made it through,
except
but your champion won.
Yeah.
It's just like
That's all
my
that
football
matters.
team. Only about titles. Yeah, are we the worst franchise ever? Yes, but we have two championships.
I ordered beef jerky in bed last night.
What?
Yeah.
Did you go puff it?
7-Eleven now.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Was that an app?
Yeah.
Because you can use Uber Eats to get 7-Eleven.
Wait,
Really?
7-Eleven now is what it's called?
That sounds fake.
I did get some. I got
no way that's
I got
real.
7-Eleven taquitos the other day. I did not eat one thing all day, and about 11 o'clock, I'm like, I can either go get fast food or just have like one small bite, and sure enough,
Was it 7-Eleven now? Or
taquitos. No, I went
It's actually
myself.
just 7 now.
7 now?
that sounds even faker. That sounds like it's
Yeah.
for 7-Eleven
Why'd they
at
drop
all.
the 11?
Yeah. It's only 7 days a week. It's not the full. What's
Yeah,
the
that's
11
why
for?
We don't know what the 11
What is the 11
Nobody
for?
knows
It
what the
works every day, just not every hour.
Apostles minus Judas.
So, today, Best James. This is a wide category. We left off a bunch of very deserving people, I think, too. You guys haven't seen the bracket yet.
No.
So
No.
we'll go through it, matchup by matchup, and pick the best James. As always, you can vote for who makes the bracket each week. Best James.
Do we sneak...
Why waste time?
Do we sneak Jimmy's in?
Oh, you'll see. First
I
up,
definitely
though,
asked
playing
for one,
coy
actually.
as fuck.
Yeah.
First up,
right
though,
now.
two true James. The one seed, the late James Gandolfini. This is probably... I mean, he's a great James. So maybe a little recency bias. The new Sopranos movie just came out against the 16 seed James Cameron, the famous director.
He's also late, but just to making another Avatar. Just a different type of
yes,
late.
yeah. He
the late.
a noted bit of a dick. I have some like facts, but like we don't think I have facts for a lot of people, but I don't think we need many facts for James Gandolfini and James Cameron.
James Cameron hates being married. Fact.
And he loves trenches.
Yeah, big trench guy.
He had a great line in Entourage where the bigger girl from This Is Us said...
Wait a minute.
Chrissy Metz.
You said
Bigger compared to what?
the biggest of girls. So the from This Is Us...
So Mandy Moore, you mean? Yeah.
She asked James Cameron if he made Titanic to predate the '08 like crash of the stock market, and he said no, he just made it to make high school girls cry.
Good line. And then he lost to his wife at the Oscars, ex-wife.
Yes, that's right. Bigelow.
The from This Is Us is in Entourage or was in Entourage?
Yeah,
What role?
cameo.
Hold on, I don't know this. He lost his wife at the Oscars?
No, he lost to his
to his
ex-wife.
His wife didn't lose. His ex-wife
died at the Oscars.
Catherine Bigelow
No.
beat him with
Hurt Locker.
with Hurt Locker.
I'm just imagining a world without cell phones. It's just like, oh my god, I can't find my wife. There's no place to meet up.
Oh, I thought you meant
I
like
thought
she
you
thought
meant
he
she
died.
died.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like
Okay.
both.
I can't
Wait,
find
what
her.
the fuck did he direct in 2010?
I don't have a
Is it
phone. Is my
Avatar,
wife
Best
dead?
Picture nom. It was 20 in 2009. Yeah.
I for some reason always group Avatar in like the 07, 08, like
Mm.
Dark Knight, whatever. That's beside the point. But he's going up against James Gandolfini, who, I mean, I don't know how you don't vote for him here.
The only argument is he's probably better known as Tony than James.
No, he embodied the character so well.
Yeah.
Kyle started Sopranos for the first
Yeah,
time.
he literally just started.
When
it,
I
actually.
watched The Sopranos, I don't think that's somebody playing Tony Soprano. I think that is a real man. That is Tony Soprano.
Yeah, which
so
is-
he is.
Makes it even easier. Like Jim Cameron. First of all, he also likes to go by Jim.
No, he doesn't.
He's just not a Jim. He's not a good Jim.
So yes, there will be people in this bracket who are Jims.
I just looked at the next.
All right, hang on.
The ghastly next match.
Oh no! Don't say anything.
Just
No, I know.
horrific next
I know.
match.
Don't look yet. There are Jims who are full name
Oh, I
James,
wanna watch
okay?
that.
But I feel like James Cameron almost doesn't like being James, but can't commit to being Jim, which I think is a sin of being on the best James.
Jim is too nice of a name. He's a James.
James.
He's a James.
He is a James.
He's one of those guys that he's such a dick that I've turned the corner and just like him now.
You just like him?
Yeah, he's just such
I
a
like him.
he's such an
Avatar was a
ass.
piece of shit movie.
He's a respectable dick, though. You know what I mean?
Papyrus.
Yeah, Papyrus
Papyrus.
font. That's right. Yeah.
Wait, that's why you love fonts.
oh,
That's
he's
probably why you
Nick's a
hate it.
big font guy.
I can't.
Not literally.
Avatar was I wear glasses, and to go see a 3D movie, I'm not trying to be double glassed. Yet here I am.
You walk
looking
out, you're like, man, that was a blurry movie.
man, what? Yeah, that was
Bifocals.
weird. Yeah, and I've never seen The Sopranos, but I would vote for James Gandolfini just because of that picture where he has with SpongeBob.
Yeah, he loves
Where he's just
SpongeBob.
holding the nose of SpongeBob,
Yeah.
the guy, and
Oh, SpongeBob over here.
I don't even know what he sound. Yeah, that was
that's-
probably a good impression.
I mean, KB, was it good?
I'm not doing it.
No, it was mine good. I don't want
Look,
you to
man,
do
so
it.
you guys don't want me to do. I don't want to do it.
Come on, do it. Come on, now you got to do it.
now we got to do it.
No, I'm not doing it.
All right, I think it's an easy one. We had to put James Cameron's directed two of the biggest movies of all time. He's going to probably direct the third when the next Avatar comes out. But if you're voting for James Gandolfini, give a hand raise here. Is that a clean
Yeah,
sweep
that's an
across the
easy
board?
sweep.
Sweep.
No, Owen would have voted for James Cameron. You're an Entourage guy, though.
Yeah, I've never seen.
He's got two dickhead names. James is a dick name, and Cameron's a dick name. He's doubled up.
So
Yeah.
James Gandolfini moves on. Next matchup, yes indeed, the 8-9 matchup. James Corden against Slim Jim.
Yeah.
Never referred to as Slim James, but it did make the bracket.
I could see like a real pompous trillionaire just being like, "What is this? What is this? A Slim James? A Skinny James?" Oh boy.
James Cameron,
James
James Corden,
Corden.
excuse me, has hit. So I think for a little while he was very well liked. Carpool karaoke, like it was kind of the hip thing. He has become,
Yeah, this underground
Popularity.
hip thing, carpool karaoke.
yeah, but he has become very disliked.
Yeah, it's
Like
went off a
the-
cliff.
He's now in that meme thing where like his name goes in like the world was better, or like what's the meme where it's like the utopia and it's like the world.
The world
Yeah.
without James
I just
Corden.
saw that
Yes.
going on.
Yeah.
The world of James Corden didn't exist.
I mean, the world
Cats
of Slim
was
James
really
didn't
bad.
exist.
Fun fact: doesn't like Nick Cannon.
That is exhilarating.
That is one of the few facts that was actually fun to me. That earned its name as a.
was
All right.
He was on set when I was like in Morning America. He was on set pruning Into the Woods. So yeah, he doesn't like Nick Cannon.
Nick
He's a
Cannon looks like
derivative of
Professor
Nick Cannon.
Quirrell now.
Yeah,
take a
he
look at
does.
him. Yeah, he looks like a black squirrel.
The turban thing kind of he's
Yeah.
got going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, he carpool karaoke. He does that thing where he dances in the fucking crosswalks.
Streets, yeah. But Slim James.
He was a victim of overexposure, I think.
Absolutely.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
The Slim Jim Instagram account is trying to be James Corden.
Yeah,
Is it? Oh,
They're,
I've never
they're
looked
in
at
the
it.
comment section of every big account.
So here's the thing, and if you're watching this, if you're listening, I bet you're thinking of the Slim Jim mascot,
Yeah.
the snap into a Slim Jim guy.
Macho Man?
No, before him. Tall hair, tall,
really
Slim
tall,
Jim hair.
Slim Jim hair. Anybody else? Snap into a Slim Jim.
Oh man, they're
You don't remember that?
No, I thought
What?
Macho Man was the guy. Also, on this box, Macho Man is dead, but he had gray hair. Am I just seeing things? There is a Macho Man face in the flames.
What?
If you're listening and you can't see this, I promise you there is not.
That's
Yeah, no.
okay. I
Jay-
can kind of see a nose and the eye.
Where do you see
and
the
a little bit
Macho
of a
Man
chin.
face?
Right above the original.
All right, again, if you're listening, you've lost nothing on the audio translation because that is not his face.
I don't think
But
it looks like a person a little bit.
the
I'm with you,
8C
Jay.
James Corden, the late night talk show host, was also in Cats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Played Bustopher Jones in Cats.
Just like Shane Dawson.
Bustopher.
You didn't know that?
Oh, you didn't know his name?
You don't know the song?
His name was Bustopher.
Do you know the
Jones.
lyrics of the song? I'll tell you. I gotta
you're
tell you
right.
the lyrics of Bustopher Jones.
It's like imagine what you think the song is going to sound like, and it is probably worse. Like you couldn't parody it. It's that bad.
Does Slim Jim have a disadvantage because nobody refers to it as Slim James? But Jim is short for James.
We're putting that aside.
Putting that aside.
Okay.
I think it's a tough. I don't know if it's Slim Jim is a good terrible snack or a terrible good snack.
It doesn't
I think
affect
it's-
diabetes. Diabetics can have as many Slim Jims as they want. Remember Bo Chukta?
Bo Chukta.
He had about
Always
85
snapping.
Slim Jims a day.
Yeah, and he was very diabetic,
And
yeah.
the most.
James
And he was
Corden
just
probably
like,
eats a lot of Slim Jims, is what you're saying.
no, Bo was type 1, still is. Yeah, he had like 85 a day. He was like, yeah, I can have as many as I want.
You know,
I was
you could
so
be both.
jealous of Bo.
You could
His
double
breath was so bad. My God.
He just had
Oh,
heartburn all the
stink.
time.
His breath stinks, dude.
Bustopher Jones is not skin and bones. In fact, he's remarkably fat. He doesn't haunt pubs. He has 8 or 9 clubs, for he's the St. James Street cat.
This episode of The Bracket, a Lights Camera Barstool podcast, is brought to you by Nomad. That's right. Nomad started as a Kickstarter project in 2012 with the goal of building ultra-rugged and minimalist tools for the 21st century. Based in California, Nomad makes mobile accessories that not only look good, but they're going to hold up. They're going to last. A lot of different things. Durable cables, premium wallets, passport holders, Apple Watch straps. They have awesome products. Awesome products. I have a ton of their stuff from there. I have a mouse pad. I'm using the mouse pad right now. Charging stations. If you got the new iPhone 13, Apple Watch, whatever, you're thinking about getting something soon, check out Nomad. They have some great cases. They're durable. They're rugged. All Nomad cases include a digital business card feature as well that allows you to quickly and easily share info with people. You can use it to share your Instagram or TikTok account, dating profile, Spotify account, whatever. It's awesome. Nomad has designed Apple Watch bands that look great in any environment. Like I said, much more than that as well. Reinforced with double braided Kevlar, their charging cables. Those are good-ass charging cables. Holiday season's around the corner. People like accessories. People like things to dress up their accessories. Nomad is the way to go. Awesome. They prioritize design and quality over everything else. Check out Nomad, N-O-M-A-D, and Nomad Goods, N-O-M-A-D, nomadgoods.com/lights to see what living the Nomad life is all about. That's NOMADGOODS.com/lights.
That's the opening lyrics to
St. James?
yeah, exactly.
Little St. James?
That did not make the
Little
list.
St. James.
Yeah.
Yeah, that unfortunately didn't
Not
make
a great
it.
James, you could argue. Little St. James. But,
I prefer that Little St. James to these two.
yeah, so
Yeah,
KB,
but have you seen when James Corden made Kim Kardashian choose between taking a nibble of a cow tongue and rating her sisters 1 to 10?
Yeah.
That was dope.
James Corden had a cancellation attempt for that. They said he was the same thing we do here on Lowering the Bar every single day, culturally appropriating. They were like, "Oh, these are delicacies. These are loved in other countries, and you're acting like they're yucky."
Much like Slim Jim is here.
Much
That's
like
our
Slim Jim
version
is
of
here.
cow
Yeah,
tongue.
Yeah, there's
there's
like a James Corden version in like
Interviewing
Mumbai,
K-pop
and
stars.
people eat Slim Jims.
does it help that he likes our coworker though?
Who?
Roan.
No.
He does like
Very
Rowan. Him and Rowan are
famously
tight.
walked up to Roan and said, "Big fan," and then he walked away.
He's saying because he was so hot and he wanted to cool down. He had no idea who Rowan
Yeah,
was.
it's just.
He thought he
No, that
was, he
doesn't
thought he was a
change
PA.
This is a shit matchup. By the way,
I love Slim Jims.
Yeah,
I do too.
They're very
Why is this a
But
bad matchup?
Slim
James
James.
Corden? Really? I hate him.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
So it's
there's a
Slim
little
Jim
something
easy.
to the idea that Slim Jims did not make the gas station snacks bracket and has made the James bracket.
They should have.
They probably should have.
When compared to real beef jerky or even like whatever Jack Link's, not as good. But
Oh, I love the little pus that comes out.
There's always
The
a little
film of skin that you
So slimy and greasy.
Incredibly hard to open.
You could eat it like a
Wait,
Go-Gurt.
that tearing thing, that serrated tear, it's so hard. Why?
It is, once it gets like a little slippery, too, you have no chance.
And if you can't have 2 Slim Jims in a row because your hands are so greasy, you can't rip onto that.
Do they have an expiration date?
No, God, no.
I don't think
God,
so.
no.
No chance.
End of time.
So I don't know. I feel like we're siding Slim Jim. Anyone voting for James Corden?
I can't do it.
No, I can't do it.
Now
at all.
0 votes for
No.
James Corden. Slim Jim moves on to a monumental 5 versus 12 matchup
Whoa,
between
holy
Rick
shit.
James, the 5 seed, and the 12 seed Rick James, played by Dave Chappelle. That's tough.
God damn.
Dude, I like both. This is really hard, actually. Chappelle is significantly funnier.
But all right, before the
The Rick James
Chappelle's
is a little Rick James ear.
before Chappelle's Rick James, guys actually had to like come up with jokes and have a personality to be funny.
Yeah.
Then that just changed the game. That was a cheat code. You can just say, "I'm
That's
Rick
what-
James, bitch."
I
and
worked
that was
so
it.
great
long
about
him. Yeah.
being not attractive and funny, and then as soon as like kids that could play football could say "fuck yo couch"
yeah.
and
what I'm
like
saying.
get pussy, that infuriated me.
It's a chicken and the egg thing.
It was the GTA weapons cheat. For, for like guys who are already hot, they can now be funny too.
yeah.
You could argue that I'm Rick James, bitch. The Rick James thing is hilarious and the better entertainment out of the two. Though Rick James, great music, but he doesn't. Chappelle doesn't do the impression if Rick James doesn't exist.
Or does he? And it's just like absurdist. It's like it's this new character I'm working on, Rick James.
You guys-
But by that,
might be funnier.
I think
by
it would
that
be
you would
funny.
have to say
It's
every
funnier
book
with-
is better than their movie.
Yeah.
That's true, which I don't do that.
Both of them call people super freaks and get in trouble for it. It's
Yeah.
also true.
people forget the real Rick James was in the sketch.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yep. I didn't do that. Yeah, I remember putting my
that's-
feet on this couch.
I think this is easily the hardest first round matchup. It's the only person that knows the bracket. Does anyone have a strong opinion either way?
I feel like it's like a slight edge for Chappelle
I do too.
because of the
I would
reasons
say
KB
Chappelle.
laid out. Yeah.
I think I'm going to vote for Chappelle, but one case or one point for the real Rick James is Little Miss Sunshine, the final scene with the dance off.
They play Super Freak too, right? Yeah.
Great music video too. Mm-hmm. Again, it is. That's right, because then I got to start siding with books, and I would never do that.
Yeah.
Super Freak's a great song too.
It just sounds like we want the comedy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's voting for just regular old Rick James?
Can't do it.
Richard James.
That's another
Cricket.
sweep. Another sweep for and that's
Wow.
Chappelle, the upset 12 seed Rick James. Next matchup,
That's real?
This is insane.
the 12 seed Rick James defeats. So Rick James Chappelle defeats 5 seed Rick James. The 4-13 LeBron James, the famous hoopster, against
This
the
is-
13 seed James, Jesus' brother.
which is a thing.
In what religion?
Yeah, what?
He's the son of Mary and Joseph, so he's the half brother of Jesus.
Oh,
known
that
as
sucks.
James the Just, and also known by his nickname Old Camel Knees.
No.
Shut up, really?
Yeah,
It's like a 1920s baseball player.
Old Camel
This is
Knees.
fucked up. Seth was my
Yeah, I was
Ben
gonna say.
Franklin's electricity. I thought
Yeah.
Adam and Eve having a son named Seth was the pinnacle
The greatest
of
fun
biblical
fact.
shocks. But Jesus had a brother?
Yeah,
James?
James, and is his last name Christ?
What?
Hey, Jesus,
Jesus.
come on.
I don't know
throw
what-
the
what-
football.
Wait. What was? I'm not a big. What was Joseph's last name?
I was about to say I have no fucking
We don't
clue.
have Mary's
I don't think
last
they
name.
had
They would
last
just do like of and then
Yeah.
the town. You
Bethlehem.
So he's
so he's James of
I think
Bethlehem.
he's James the Less.
yeah.
Robbie.
James the Lesser.
Yeah, he's James the Just.
Okay.
The just
or
what?
Old
Just
Camel.
what?
Old Camel Knees.
What's old camel
the James
knees?
just
Was it
a half brother.
backwards?
To me, yeah, he lays back, yeah, or maybe like really. I just picture him wobbly everywhere he goes.
I don't think James existed.
Yeah.
Because I am not having sex with a girl whose last was God.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody would.
How inconsequential of a human do you have to be to be the brother of God. And like no one knows you.
Is this like a Greek Orthodox thing? Because this looks like a Greek Orthodox.
He died as a martyr in AD 62 or 69 after being stoned to death by order of High Priest Ananus ben Ananus.
So
I did 20 years of Roman Catholic education. I've never heard
Oh,
of
he's a
this.
socialist. He hated rich people.
So he died in 69 getting stoned, and he's the brother of Jesus. This is made up. This is all made up.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way.
He's the Keith Gosling of biblical times.
The Cooper Manning.
But, like, I mean, is this even a close matchup here? He's related to Christ.
Yeah, but Christ was immaculately
Aren't we all,
conceived.
brother?
He was just a cum boy.
Yeah.
I
What if
eat
this
his
show
body
is-
every Sunday.
This is really just a 3-episode show just so we can interject some religion into the third one
Yeah,
and
this
just quit.
is what we're doing.
I mean, LeBron also owns Blaze Pizza, which, like, is...
LeBron is a king.
Kind of ass.
What's a king to a god? I don't remember the next lyric. I feel like I got to go with
I think
James.
What's a god to a non-believer? Is that the next
Yeah.
line?
I like when LeBron feels his forehead in pools.
That is always good.
I
I can't believe it's my life.
we have to before we eliminate the brother of Christ.
I mean, I'm voting for the brother of Christ.
Are
to
we
be honest.
voting for who's
I'll
the,
vote for him.
LeBron is the better
No,
Jay.
I'm
Like,
going
we
with
can't.
LeBron.
But like can we decide what old camel knees means?
I don't have a fucking clue. I can't even begin to think of a witty quip because I don't know where to
Makes
begin.
no sense. Like, I can't even think of it anatomically how it would work. A camel knee.
Well, old. Why old?
'Cause I guess he was old when they gave him the nickname. He must have developed
Jesus
camel
was one
knees
of
at some
7?
point.
What?
This
So, who were his
no, we're
brothers?
going
All
crazy.
right, name the rest of the brothers.
Just.
Oh my God, old camel knees.
What were the rest? Yeah.
James, Joseph, Simon, Judas, and multiple sisters, plural.
He had a brother named Judas?
This has got to be some new.
Get the fuck out of here.
Simon Christ.
What's up? I'm Simon God.
Anyone voting? So LeBron. If you're voting for LeBron, say I.
I gotta
Myself.
get Braun.
All right, we got 5 votes for LeBron.
I'll give
KenJac,
James brother of Christ a pity vote. I feel bad for him, man. No one's even heard of him, and he's the brother of fucking Jesus.
that does suck.
I want to go back and vote for Gandolfini, by the way.
Yeah,
All right.
okay, so so that was all sweeps basically up until now. Next up, the 3 versus 14, James Jim Halpert from The Office. And then the 14th seed, James P. Sully Sullivan from Monsters, Inc. Forgot his name was James.
Yeah, that's good.
Before
man.
we start, can we have Cheah do a Halpert face?
What the fuck was that? Have you ever seen
Have you
the
never
show?
watched The Office?
The guy who's never seen The Office before.
That's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Why'd you raise your eyebrow?
Into the people's
That's just
eyebrow.
like the quip.
Yeah.
No.
So I don't think so. So James, they'll call him James Halpert in serious moments in that
Yep.
show, and I don't think he's scared to be a James. He just
See,
goes,
he's a Jim.
goes by Jim.
He's a Jim. Like, he's like free, but like nice and like, easygoing. Unlike James Cameron, who can't go by Jim. That's why you don't call him James Halpert.
I think Jimmy's the most casual of James.
You want to know all the nicknames he was
Jimbo.
called in the show?
Yeah.
Fat Halpert, Tuna, Big Haircut, Halpert, the hot one, Jimothy, Big Haircut, Thin Sliced Tuna, James Trickington, Jim Bag, William Buttlicker, Mr. Balance. You can tell when these started to be like later in the season.
Yeah.
William Buttlicker's definitely like around like the Saber era.
Yeah.
How did they-
Skippy, Zuckerberg, Jim, Tall Guy, Tuna, Turner, the original Fry Cook, and Jimbo.
Never Slim Jim?
What a whiff.
yeah,
what
seriously.
a whiff.
That was
What a
fucking
mistake.
gimme.
And then Sully from Monsters, Inc. Not to be confused with Chesley Sully Sullenberger, the guy who
Fuck that guy.
landed the plane in the Hudson.
Fucking
What's his
loser.
first name?
Chesley.
Chesley Chester.
Yeah, Chesley.
Chesley?
Yep.
Yeah, Chesley.
If my pilot's name is Chesley, I'm not getting on the fucking plane.
Remember who was in the movie Sully?
No.
Hey, you
Michael
cockeyed
Rappaport.
fuck. Hey, you cockeyed fuck. You
Bartender.
landed that plane, right?
Oh, the guy from the Cumberland Farms commercial?
What a commercial.
Owen is not lying, by the way. Look up.
Yeah, it's
look
true.
Up the,
Can we play that?
Look up the. Yeah, I'll play. I don't think we can. Actually,
probably legally.
Look up the
Fucking
look
dollar.
Up the Cumberland Farm. Yeah. If I want a coffee, yeah, it's so good.
Has
if I
everyone
want 2 sugars, I want 2, not 10. 2. Who's giving you 10 sugars?
That's never been a
Your
thing.
coffee.
No one has
Who
ever
is
given you
doing
10.
that?
What? Nobody's ever given you 10 sugars.
Has everyone seen Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you've seen The Office.
Oh, I have seen the. I watched the whole Office. I even watched when Robert California was on.
Do the Jim face
Do
again.
one more.
Try
Let's
it
do
again.
this one more time. You just did nothing there. You just like
Raising his eyebrow.
What was that?
Wait, hold on. We got. I need somebody else to see this.
You're going into macro.
Fuck.
I'll have to show them later.
All right. Well, next person that walks by, we're getting him in here to.
So Monsters Inc. The climax of the movie was they found out, or the end of the movie, they found out laughs provide more energy than screams.
Yeah.
Correct. And this is the GOAT, greatest scare of all time.
But
Was it John? Was it Goodman?
it was John Goodman.
Yeah, John Goodman, yeah.
And
Alongside Billy Crystal.
Yep.
how soon after did they realize how much harder it is to get laughs, and they just went right back to scream
harder.
like it has to be almost the next day. Just like I'm out of jokes.
Doing the same material over, and it's like my buddy heard this one at the last show.
And like
that.
the window of making a child laugh, like you can make people scream a lot longer. They went right back to screams as soon as the credits rolled.
Yep.
They did. They actually went to college. Monsters
True,
University.
Monsters University. That's a good call.
But those are from
right?
Screams, though. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't go back to college.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
of
prequel.
course.
Yeah. Yeah. Then they got kicked out or something because he cheated. He cheated because Mike Wazowski doesn't have the ability to scream.
I don't know where I vote on this. I feel like I'm going to have to lean towards Sully because he's just,
Who's a better James? They're both Jims.
I don't think that matters.
Well,
I think we're
they're
just
not-
going
no,
one versus
Sully.
the other.
I'm leaning on Sully. I like the name
James T.
Sully
Sullivan.
in this
Greatest
case.
scare of all time.
Yeah, excuse me. They're not both Jims, but one's a Jim, one's a Sully.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like him. I like his look. I like his attitude. He likes making people laugh.
He's adorable. He cares about little kids.
Like
Boo.
if Jim worked at your office, you would hate him.
Okay, let's separate that attitude.
he's fucking the hot girl.
adopted.
He brought
lettuce-
Jim was
he
an
brought
integral
lettuce to the
part of
corporate
one
world.
of the best shows of all time.
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
Correct.
And he does do a good face. Not easily imitatable, apparently.
Apparently, yeah, it's impossible.
He did have a lot of the better lines early on.
It was good.
but if Jim worked in your office, you would hate him, wouldn't you?
If that show came out in its entirety today, we all binged it. We would rave about it.
Oh,
And we still do. Like people
completely
still
agree.
watch it now and rave about it.
I actually just watched a bunch of older ones recently. The original run of The Office, like the first couple seasons were.
Holds up.
Do you know anybody who prefers the Gervais version? Like,
Yes.
who's like snobby
Yes.
and it's like,
There's no way
there's
that
gotta-
anybody does.
I prefer the one
James
series
Corden.
Gervais. Okay, Jim Halpert. Who's voting for Jim Halpert?
I think you have to.
Yeah, I'm going for Halpert.
No,
I'm
you
with,
love
I'm with
big-
Cheah.
So
I'm with Cheah. I'm going Sully.
KenJac and Cheah are going with Sully. James Sully from Monsters
He's
Inc.
more likable.
The 3 seed moves on. The 6 versus 11. This one.
Oh my
two
God.
very different
This is
people.
a fucking matchup of
is
titans.
They're
No,
the
it's
same
not at
human
all.
of their respective genre.
You just
That is the 6 seed.
Yeah, you-
The 6 seed James Jimmy Buffett.
Two of the greatest
against the 11
entertainers
seed
that have ever
James
lived.
Murray from Impractical Jokers, who is tonight's big loser, folks.
That was a great one. I like that, Jeff. That was a good
Slip
job.
that one in. So here we go. So Mr. Buffett.
No one's ever called him Mr. Buffett
Yeah.
in his life.
He has Margaritaville, cheeseburger
They're
burger
both-
in Paradise,
they're both
which
the-
is
yeah.
There's one cheeseburger in Paradise still open. It's in Secaucus, New Jersey.
Oh,
We should go.
We've discussed going there for a long time. It's across from a Red Robin, a Bonefish Grill, an Outback Steakhouse, a Toys R Us. But that's not there anymore. But also, he comes with all of his music catalog.
Yeah.
For this matchup.
Of course.
Obviously.
Murr.
Fuck Murr.
No, shut up, Owen.
Murr
Shut
is
up.
without 3 of his guys. Like Murr doesn't have the full arsenal here. There's no God, no Joe Gatto, no Q, and no Sal.
I don't understand how people still watch the show. Like it.
Oh, I
doesn't-
love it.
But it
Practical
doesn't. It
Jokers
doesn't
is
make sense.
great.
It's impossible to keep going after certain seasons. People would recognize.
Yeah,
it.
you think they're too recognizable at this point.
Oh no, they're still doing it. Don't you
Yeah,
worry
and
about
people
it.
just play into it.
Yeah, that's what's. Well, you just don't get it, dude. It's too subtle. It's too subtle for you to understand.
That's a skit. They're
It's just
acting
above
together.
you.
It's just too subtle,
It's been
man.
on for
this guy.
10 years.
This guy's like, I don't like to be.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
should
like.
have filmed for 10 years, then rolled them out.
This guy's like, I don't
Yeah,
like
like
recognizing
Boyhood.
it over and over again.
They should have boyhooded Impractical
Yeah.
Jokers.
The next Impractical Joker should do that.
Yeah.
Does it hurt Murr
I'm working
that
on
he's-
like this prank thing for the last decade.
I like guys who are so confident and ambitious that they do that tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 10 years straight because I will become famous and too recognizable.
I mean, if you never listened to a Jimmy Buffett song more than once
yes.
in your life,
Volcano
see,
song.
same difference as the guys maybe recognizing the Impractical Jokers.
I have a little bit of I feel bad for Jimmy Buffett recently as his Margaritaville in Times Square got
roasted.
lampooned
The Post.
by the New York Post.
Post is a joke.
It
Fuck
is.
them.
It's pathetic. They were like,
All of their qualms were what makes Margaritaville Margaritaville. They said it's a fake, like
palm trees.
Palm trees.
It's like, yes.
It's not actually tropical. They're in the middle of a big city with no beaches.
Is it fair to take away the rest of the Impractical Jokers from Murr if you're letting Jimmy Buffett keep his music? Like, it's an accessory that he brings with him.
Murr gets his pranks.
Murr gets his pranks.
He gets his moments, like when he had the toupee for a whole season. You remember that one, Owen?
Yeah. I hate
The Danica McKellar one-on-one. Remember that?
Oh yeah, where he's butt naked and
his ass naked. Yeah.
I did see the one. It was at the luggage carousel in the airport.
He kept picking up. Yeah.
The bingo hall one is not him.
Oh, bingo hall is Sal. That's Sal. Yeah.
The bingo hall one is objectively, I think,
that's so fucking
the most
funny.
painful thing. That
Oh
they
my
do on that
god.
show. Being in an old person's
Murray
thing and
is
yelling
somehow
out bingo.
easier to say than Murr.
Murr is just a gift
You're
from
not
a
sure-
wise man.
You're not sure where to stop when you say Murr.
Yes,
Like Murr.
Murr.
You don't know where to exit the word.
Yeah.
Murray is so much better.
Okay, so before we vote, rank where does he land with the rest of the fork? I think it's
Okay,
He's
so-
imperative to the group's chemistry.
So
is
if
the thing.
Jimmy Buffett is the god of trop rock, what is
Yacht
James
rock.
Murray
specific.
to middle-aged pranksters?
He's the brother
He's
James.
not the god.
He's not the god.
He may be the Moses.
I think the god of
It's Joe.
is Joe.
Joe.
Yeah,
Gatto. He
so you
is.
gotta
Joe
go
Gatto's number one. I'd say
So he would be
Sal's
the
number two.
conceived stepbrother of the god.
And he's not
fair.
even number 2. Yeah, I think Sal is
Sal's number two.
Q.
Q's like somewhere between in the gray zone.
He
here.
might be the 4th in line of the
I think
Impractical
so.
Jokers.
Dude, Murray's so imperative for the chemistry because he's always the one that fucks up. Like he needs to be there. He's so imperative.
Is
to it.
Murr the most replaceable?
No, I think Q's probably the most replaceable. Like what do you lose if you lose Q? Honestly,
I don't know any of the
I
Impractical
don't know any of them either. I
Then why are you asking the question?
Because I'm genuinely curious.
I do think James Buffett, how everyone calls him, that everyone says that.
How lucky is Jimmy Buffett? Like he was born and became a musician at the perfect time. Imagine like being a musician now in like your 30s and releasing Cheeseburger in Paradise in 2021. Just like, oh, you got to hear this new track. It's the Volcano song.
You don't get the parrot heads, right? Like that's not part of the deal for Buffett. That
No,
has
you
to be
just know those
excluded.
are his fans.
Are they
Yeah.
going and are they like becoming endangered or are they
parrot heads.
Yes.
They're
No,
not
I
getting
think-
vaccinated.
They're getting old and dying.
Are they going to die out or are there new ones?
No, I think they pass them along generations. Like
Yeah, that's a
I think it is a
generational thing.
generational
like
thing.
Jimmy Buffett at Jones Beach on Long Island. Like
Oh,
if you
it's
smoke
amazing.
weed, you go there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
it's
that
fact.
Plus, if you've ever been on a beach vacation, you've heard Jimmy Buffett.
You've heard Jimmy Buffett.
Okay, so Jimmy Buffett. Everyone, raise your hand for Jimmy
But
Buffett.
if you ever watch the NCAA tournament, you've watched Impractical Jokers.
KenJac, are you going to side with your guy? Or you're going to go Jimmy
Going with
Buffett?
Murr.
I get more enjoyment out of my day-to-day life from Murr than I get from Jimmy Buffett, so I have to.
Don't turn the page.
The
yet.
highs,
I need,
Okay,
the
this
highs
guy,
of Buffett
he's
are
been
more.
to Pensacola, Orange Beach.
Brandon, come here on the mic real quick, just so people hear this.
Look
probably
at
not.
Brandon, you know
Tupelo.
Brandon's gonna pick.
No. I need him to see Stephen
Oh.
Cheah do his Jim Halpert.
Yes, please. Go.
The fuck?
What? That's not.
He's doing the Rock.
No, it's Jim Halpert. He's just like,
When does he raise him
doing
one
an
eyebrow?
Jim the Rock Halpert.
Thank you, Brandon.
Here's my pitch for Murr is that I think every one of us has gotten more day-to-day. Like you get your highs on your one-day binge of
I
Jimmy
have-
Buffett for sure.
I agree with you on that. I think we unfortunately, when I asked us to rank the 4, we kind of put him last, and that's just tough.
I think he's third. I think he's third place. But it also not having the other Jokers kind of hurts here too. You know what? I'll go with Buffett.
Buffett moves on. 7 versus 10. James from Team Rocket and Pokemon.
Oh, that's a Nick pick right here.
And then number 10.
yeah, that's the most Nick pick
famous
that's
video
ever
game
existed.
character James Pond.
That's a very early EA game.
So the 10 seed James
Yeah, yeah.
Pond
Weird
is
how
an
you know that.
underwater agent. It's a 1990 platform video game that James Pond Underwater Agent 1990 platform video game that was developed by British video game developer Millennium Interactive. It was the first of 3 James Pond games. He solves puzzles to defeat enemies, and the gameplay revolves around finding objects to perform specific tasks, such as keys to rescue captured lobsters or sponges to bung up the holes in leaking oil. James must
bunged
also
up my
fires
hole.
bubbles at his enemies to trap them. So James Pond, which is, yes, very clearly a play on James Bond. And then James is the member of Team Rocket.
Yeah, that's right.
Part of, I actually almost said part of the duo with Jesse, but that would be a
Trio.
that would be disrespectful to Meowth.
yeah, that's right.
He is
That's
part
right.
of the trio, and they harass and stalk.
They're
Ash
domestic
Ketchum.
terrorists.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are terrorists.
They're like corporate terrorists because they have a corporation.
My favorite James, it was a cut version from the American Pokemon. He just had giant, perfect fucking titties.
Did he?
Have you ever seen that picture?
I don't think so.
James just had amazing,
James
perfect, like big fake titties with like a glare. Like, you know when titties are so good they have a glare? James had just,
Whoa.
and that was just one episode.
That can't be right.
Yeah, they gave him giant fucking titties.
Oh.
And I was like, all right, I'm in on James.
Look at that. This guy's got fucking Oingo Boingos. What are these? My word.
Wow.
I'm like howling like a cartoon wolf.
I know.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, he's holding them too. He's like, what the fuck?
Oh, he knows what he's doing with them.
I think
James is a
James.
dude?
I think James
Yeah, James
fucking
is a dude.
sucks.
Why is James
I mean, I hope so.
I think
So
Jesse,
these dweebs got in over James Harden and
James
Jim
Spader,
Carrey.
speaking Robert California, yeah. Many these two hacks.
So James
He's not
Pond-
even the best part of Team Rock. He's the worst part of Team Rocket, I would argue.
No, Jesse's the worst.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesse is the poster child or whatever, poster girl for Team
I'm pretty
Rock.
sure
James
there's
is
a.
No.
I'm pretty sure there's a porn star, Jesse James.
There is.
Yeah,
who
sure
made
is.
her money on her mouth.
No.
Yeah.
Good. That's good. That's good. I mean, pussy would have been
I don't know what
move,
any
but-
of these games are.
Yeah, you're not a Pokemon definitely older than your breath of age.
I've never owned a console.
Jesse was smart, and James was kind of dumb, and I feel like him being dumb was more endearing.
I can't believe you're siding against a Japanese titties.
No, I'm
Big
with him.
Japanese cartoon
I'm
titties.
saying I'm on his
Especially
team.
you.
James Pond was in every
does have
library computer, I believe.
James Pond.
I think you're the only person that recognizes James Pond here. Do you guys? Do you remember James?
Oh, I
Pond?
recognize him from discovering him yesterday.
Yeah, when Nick sent in the
And
email.
Nick suggested James Pond.
That was the first James that came into my mind.
I'm actually voting against James from Team Rocket because he is making me very sexually confused right now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Those are fucking
you like him?
massive tits.
and I'm pretty sure he's a gay man.
Yeah, James from
might be.
yeah, I could see that. He's
He
got
travels exclusively via hot air balloon, if that.
Yeah,
that's pretty
true.
cool.
That's
I forgot
also
about
kind of
that.
sus a little bit. It's definitely getting there.
How exhausting is life when every time you appear somewhere, it's such an elaborate entrance.
I know.
It is. He does do a lot of song. Every time he goes somewhere, it's song and dance.
Does a
Look at
lot of
this.
dances, and his main Pokemon's a Weezing, which puts out pollution everywhere he goes. So he's just inhaling that.
I know.
Poor guy.
There's cosplays of like Titty James that are
Yeah,
hot.
Titty James
Yo,
is-
This is awesome.
That's why I'm confused.
Man, this is sick.
I don't like James from Team Rocket whatsoever.
Is
this
he your
could be our
least favorite member of Team Rocket?
absolutely.
Oh boy, there's a lot of
Meowth is funny.
Meowth's hilarious.
Jesse's the better character.
James.
He's usually the one doing some dumb shit.
Yeah, he's the reason they get foiled.
He is. Consistently, they don't capture Pikachu because
Yeah.
of him.
A common Pokemon that they could catch.
They want that one.
We go back to the point though. What the fuck is James Pond?
Yeah, what is James Pond?
That's you raise a good question.
Also, you could argue, too.
He's bunging up holes.
He's just bunging. Yeah, that's all he does.
It's a
He's in
2D
pond?
platforming video game where you bung up holes.
And he's in the worst possible body of water, a pond. I don't like him at all.
And no, if you're
he's a
wondering,
goldfish.
James Pond doesn't have arms. He has a robotic suit
Yeah,
that
right.
gives him arms.
right.
pretty sick.
And look at the band of characters behind him. This is an underwater
got like
fish
a-
game. There's like an elf.
Dynamite.
There's a truck with teeth. There is
teddy
an
bear.
elf. Yeah, there's a Care Bear.
There's a castle in the background. I guess
What's
the
the little
setups.
lizard thing with the helmet?
I have no fucking clue. What
This,
this is.
yeah, I don't. All right, we got to vote. We got to
James,
vote.
James from Team Rocket. I think easily.
James from Team Rocket. Who's voting for James from Team Rocket?
That's
Oh.
3-2.
Oh, we have a
Or-
tie.
Oh,
What?
it's way out there.
KenJac, KB, and Nick voted for James from Team Rocket. If you're voting for James Pond, raise your hand. So Cheah,
damn, we're
myself,
pulling in.
and Owen. So Gooch in studio, give a. You gonna vote for James from Team Rocket? Give a hand raise.
There we go.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's championship
That's
material.
stupid. All right, last first round
Oh
matchup.
fuck yeah!
James Bond.
Who? Oh, this is a play on the fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Against number 15, Long Island Zone.
Mad King.
Miles are getting
This means a lot.
weary.
This means a lot to both KenJac and
Back
Owen.
is getting
Yep.
tight.
Kevin James, a hero of Long Islanders for
Fact.
decades.
High school wrestler.
I'm the queen.
Yeah,
I'm voting for him.
James Bond. So here's the tough thing with James Bond. Do we have to specify
Which
the Bond?
No, I think just the character.
The character itself. Some are better than others.
That's a good question. Because like I wouldn't vote for Dalton Bond.
Like I wouldn't
think.
like. I'm not a big
Or Roger Moore.
a George Lazenby Bond.
Yeah, no, he's a bad Bond.
What?
Yeah, no, George a Lazenby Bond.
I wouldn't vote for a Robin Quivers Bond, who she famously portrayed. You don't remember that episode of the Stern Show? Robin played James Bond.
That was just that threw me for fucking loop. What a reference.
Was this a one episode?
It was one episode of Howard Stern. Robin
Classic arc that goes one episode.
unsolicitedly came in and started acting like James Bond.
She in a suit?
She was in the suit, had the accent.
Oh my god.
I remember Howard and Artie were like, Robin, what the fuck? Robin.
Why are you dressed like James Bond?
Artie Lang's gonna be in here for like KFC radio. He's like, I remember the one time. Robin Quivers came in as James Bond.
Cheah, dude, give us your best Howard Stern.
I've never been a Stern guy, so I mean,
You know what he sounds like though.
a very deep voice and. Yeah.
That's not an impression. You're just describing it.
That was a pretty good impression. I might start describing impressions on Twitter. All right, British.
With the asterisks or the brackets.
Here's the problem: if we're including all iterations, the Robin Quivers
Now it's part
James
of it.
Bond
She is included.
does help out James Bond.
Yeah, but I'm a sucker for fat guys complaining about their hot wives.
No, I know.
This is a
Wait a
classic.
second, multiple
Does-
sitcoms. Wait. Does this hurt him?
What?
His real name is Kevin George Nipthing.
Nipthing?
His professional name is James.
Nipthing.
Oh, fuck.
Knipfing.
What
Does
the
that
fuck?
hurt him?
Nipthing?
Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know.
His real name is Kevin George Nipthing.
He's a
Okay,
common
we're
man.
not, no, that doesn't affect anyone.
Okay. All right.
Kevin
He's still
James.
Kevin James.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you watch, as a Long Islander yourself, did you watch Kevin Can Wait?
Yeah.
oh yeah,
All- all-
thought it was
every day.
Kevin Can't
every day.
Wait.
Do you know the story behind Kevin Can Wait?
Wait, can he wait or can he not?
It's Can Wait.
He can
What's
wait.
he waiting
Do you know
on?
what they did? I forget the actress. She's very
Leah Remini?
no, the first one.
I don't remember the first
Fuck,
one's
she's
name.
in Children's Hospital. Very funny actress.
That's
but
a shame.
the ratings were bad.
Chrissy Metz.
The ratings were bad, and so they replaced her with Leah Remini. They were like, just do King of Queens, and they're like, just do the.
And it
old
worked
thing.
great. Still on the air today.
Kevin
It's
Can
not.
Wait.
It's been canceled
How long
for a
was it
while.
on the air?
Like a season after that.
Yeah, it ended in 2018.
King of Queens walk so like Mike and Molly could walk a little slower.
And Bob.
So it could also walk to
So Baba Hart and Abishola can walk a little slower than that.
yeah.
I do like Kevin James. We've had him on. We've talked to him. Nice guy. He did a NASCAR show. That got canceled after one season.
Also true.
You know, Eric the Midget loved Kevin James. He loved Catherine McPhee from American Idol.
Yeah.
Like, obsessed.
Lost
I think
to Taylor Hicks.
and Kevin James.
Who did Beetlejuice like? What side was he on?
Okay. All right. Quivers, Bond aside. I think it's hard to vote against James Bond.
Yeah, I don't think you can knock James Bond out. Anyone voting for
Oh,
James
really?
Bond?
James Bond?
Yes.
James
Yeah, you
Bond.
have to vote for James
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I mean, I
What do you
get
mean,
it.
no way?
Whoa.
Not
This
even
is a
close.
classic.
KenJac,
super
you're voting. It
close.
doesn't matter.
Grab one person and say, name a James. They're going to say Bond.
That is
Yeah,
no,
we're
you're
not
100% right.
voting on like name recognition.
Best
Right.
James. That helps
And he
you
was
be the best.
good.
Yeah, but like there's bad Jameses, like that name recognition can apply towards infamous names too.
Your,
Yeah, but Kevin
your
James
favorite
isn't.
food doesn't have to be the first thing you think of when you think of food.
Wrong. But James Bond was great.
There's a lot of bad Bonds, but there's a lot of bad Kevin James content too.
Oh, name
it's-
one.
Zookeeper?
This is the classic James Bond. Super cool, in shape, gets all the ladies, successful.
You're just describing Kevin James.
Are you about to say Kevin James is a slob?
I mean, Kevin James is the common man. You succeed in life is something to strive for. James Bond is unattainable. Mm-hmm. Kevin
All right,
James
so
all day.
You're closer to a James Bond body than a Kevin James body.
But I live a Kevin James lifestyle and a James Bond lifestyle.
You live a Kevin James lifestyle? How?
Kevin James Bond.
This is on record. Dude, I've slept with 4 women. Kevin James probably has me lapped.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
8?
I am nowhere close to James Bond. I am like...
For the record, Jeff just printed out a black bracket again.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
another black
Double
bracket with black ink this time, so I really have a hard time seeing what I'm writing. KenJac, you are kind of the deciding vote here.
I mean, here's the thing: is I agree with what Steve said in that Kevin James is the common man. He's funnier. He's brought me more enjoyment in my day-to-day life than James Bond. I'm gonna give him the same Murr treatment. I gotta vote for Kevin James.
All right. Oh, you
Yeah,
fuck.
Kevin
All right,
James.
so tie break in Studio Gooch. If you're voting for James Bond, raise your hand. Kevin James.
Kevin James.
James in an
Fuck
upset.
yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Odd feeling Kevin
fine with
James
that.
is going to win this
Just getting
bracket. All right, second round. James Gandolfini against Slim Jim. I mean, is this one even worth really going at it?
It's got to be Gandolfini.
Yeah.
Slim Jim is what they call him season 1.
Was he in anything else besides Sopranos?
Yeah, there's been a few
I don't even
movies.
know how to say
A few
it.
good movies.
He was in his last movie, which might
Killing
have
Him
been
Softly
which might have been released. Oh
with Brad Pitt.
no, Enough Said. Which really good movie.
Did
Killing
he
Him Softly is
voice
good.
any animated characters? Didn't.
SpongeBob. That's why he was at the premiere.
That's why he was at the premiere.
No, I have no
No,
idea.
I don't. I don't know him from anything.
I'll make a
It's tough being in a show that long and being in literally anything else.
Yeah, I guess.
He's in a couple good movies, and then he did one where he was like in a prison warden or something like that. It was really good. I think Robert Redford was in it. I forget the movie.
That's a clean. Is that a clean sweep on Gandolfini?
I'm gonna throw a pity vote to Slim Jim. I
I'm
love Slim Jim.
throwing a second vote to Slim Jim.
Oh, KB.
Fuck this. Slim Jim is the Brendan of the Sopranos universe.
Brendan Fallone, he got shot to death by
Fallone,
Mikey
yeah.
Grabbag. in
So
the-
that's
in
a
toilet.
4-2 vote. James Gandolfini moves on. We'll debate the final four in the championship a little more. 12 seed Rick James, played by Dave Chappelle, against LeBron James.
LeBron James probably thought that was the funniest thing in the world.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can we just YouTube LeBron James? I'm Rick James, bitch. Has he ever said
definitely-
it? If
He
he's
has
ever
to.
said it,
Yeah.
then Chappelle.
Yeah, I remember he
James
said at the
wins.
Chapel Hill Mall in Fair Lawn, Ohio.
Did he say it?
I was buying a fake G-Shock from one of those kiosks.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And LeBron James just shouted it, and everyone went berserk.
Let's see. I googled LeBron James.
I'm LeBron James, bitch, in the Urban Dictionary. I don't think anyone's ever said that.
Has he ever? He's never said it on camera.
How's it getting weird?
I don't think so.
No, I can't find it either.
There's a Reddit post. Y'all might enjoy my LeBron James, Rick James, Dave Chappelle mashup.
Yeah, probably not.
Bet I won't. This is a tough one. Does anyone feel strongly about one versus the other? I mean, LeBron had a cakewalk. He played James, brother of Christ, in the first round.
Yeah.
Old camel knees.
Old camel knees.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking up. LeBron James is obsessed with Chappelle.
That doesn't surprise
Like
me.
his tweets are crazy.
I mean,
You keyworded him? What is it?
Chappelle SNL, Chappelle SNL, Chappelle SNL, Chappelle SNL. My brother about to flame that studio up tonight. 3 huffing emojis, 10 fire emojis. Let's go. Yeah.
3
So
huffs,
he
10
said
fires?
it. He said it out
He
loud.
said it for.
Yeah.
Is that invalid? He can't win then.
Yeah.
Does that mean he has
No.
to lose?
He pledged fealty to Chappelle, so Chappelle is like his overlord.
But what's
He
the
wins.
better? I would argue that. So a lot of people dislike LeBron. Mm-hmm. A lot of people.
A lot of people dislike
do not
Chappelle
get
too.
him. That is true. There's a literal
There's
rally
as we speak.
today. As we speak.
There's a rally
in
going
California.
on. Just
So
a
that
crowd
is-
full of A's.
That is true. but we're only talking about Rick James Chappelle though.
True.
Rick James
yeah.
Chappelle.
No one rioted over that, I don't think.
So people also thought they were funny by doing that LeBron James Vine.
True.
LeBron James. Yeah, it works.
It fucking plays.
It does.
Okay.
It is
How
funny.
about let's make those two play?
People
each
did his Taco Tuesday.
Taco
thing.
Tuesday.
Oh, Taco
Yeah.
Tuesday.
True.
I didn't
And,
like
like,
those.
they try to
And
play
and
basketball
like
like him.
LeBron. I'm a LeBron fan. I didn't like those.
You like the chalk thing?
Yeah, Chalk
I
thing
think
was
Chalk
good.
very cool.
I mean, that lost its touch. Obviously,
Yeah.
It's like, all right, been doing Chalk for 20 years.
He's been in chalk for 20 years.
20 years of Chalk. This is all right. If you're voting for LeBron, raise your hand. That's a vote from KB, Owen, and that's it. Meaning KenJac, myself, Nick, and Cheah have advanced. Dave Chappelle, Rick James, which again, that's the Rick James Chappelle.
Right.
I don't think it's going to win the next round, but
Did he
like,
ever reprise that? Like, he never did a sequel to it, which is
Not that I know of.
admirable. as
I
hell.
think he
Never did sequel to
actually
anything.
did it in SNL in that lineup when he also played Negan from Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah,
remember on
yeah,
you remember
yeah,
the SNL
yeah.
where he played all his old Chappelle characters?
right.
I think he came back as Rick James. That'd be the last time he did that.
Okay.
But that moves on. The 12 seed advances. The 3 versus 6 matchup: Jim Halpert against Jimmy Buffett.
This is tough.
James
This is
Buffett.
very tough.
Yeah, this one's hard. I don't think it is at all. I've gotten much more enjoyment out of James Halpert than I have James Buffett.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I like Jimmy. Like if you put on Jimmy Buffett, that's fine. I will enjoy it. But I've laughed more at Jim
So
Halpert.
that's how you guys are doing it, based on the amount of enjoyment.
The amount that they've
from each, or
well, their
or we just-
contribution, right? To
Like,
like,
we'll
to like
say both.
What's your definition of best?
your subjective opinion, or
What's
who you
your
view
definition
as
of
better?
best? Who's the best James? That's
The
what we're
best
doing.
of their yeah. Okay.
How many more? What do you think? More people have. I mean, more people probably enjoy Jimmy Buffett around a lot longer.
I don't.
I disagree.
What do they call them?
disagree.
Parrot
Yeah.
heads?
just
Yeah,
pure
yeah,
numbers
I
wise.
don't know if they realize you could get drunk and high at any concert. It doesn't
They
have
haven't
to be
cracked the
Jimmy
code
Buffett.
yet. Wait till
No,
they
but-
find that out.
They want to
But
wear the wines.
vacationing, the lifestyle is his brand.
Yeah.
Like if you've
Yeah,
ever,
it's-
I love The Office, but I love vacationing more.
It's
And I think
island
Jimmy
music for
Buffett-
people that are afraid of black people.
That's true.
It's like, I want to go to this island and listen to this white man sing
Yeah.
to me.
It's 100% true.
So you think Jim Halpert has maybe offered up more laughs?
I think he's
More laughs than
More entertainment.
than
yes.
entertainment
He has
than
reached
value.
more.
his reach is definitely like engagement rate, whatever, is definitely way bigger than Jimmy Buffett's. I think.
per. We'll say like
Let's see the
like
streams.
per day. Mm-hmm. Because obviously it's Jimmy Buffett around longer.
Even just total, I think it's probably still.
Yeah, that's
The Office.
That's the big thing. I want to see Spotify streams.
If we're talking about individual performances, Jim Halpert ain't selling out shit. Jimmy Buffett.
That's not true. There's just as many people whose whole personality
There's-
is The Office as there are.
And there's, like,
Jimmy Buffett
Office-themed
fans.
bars.
it's 5 o'clock
Yeah, it's
somewhere,
people who
seems to
make
be.
that their
But
whole
that's
personality.
not.
true.
He's just featured on that.
We're like you know the person who they're one of their main hallway bathroom, like not the master bathroom, like in their bedroom. It'll just have like it's 5 o'clock somewhere, like signs.
But
all
that's
over
not
it.
Jimmy Buffett. He was just featured on. He had the last verse on that song, right?
It's
I
Alan.
think it like the demographic of Jimmy Buffett fans is confined to just like mostly white men, 45 to dead,
Here's
who
what
live
I-
like east of the Mississippi. I would guess.
I think though, if
And in a
if-
town with a spring training site.
like there's
for
no
Major
like
League
your
Baseball.
Dutch Jimmy Buffett fans or German. I mean, there might be.
Here's what I think though is that right now, if John Krasinski said, "I'm doing an Office-themed one-man show in Manhattan," it would sell out in a flash.
Wait,
So
you know what
fast.
he did? He did during fucking COVID. He did that show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
one good thing.
One good
Yeah,
thing
and then he fucking sold it for
$1 billion.
What a
Fuck
genius!
ton of money.
That right
Yeah.
there makes it. That should make him best
Yep,
James.
yep.
What a genius!
He could sell like
smart
MSG
move.
doing a one-man Office show. Like it would, people would go nuts for that.
NBC had to pay $500 million for the streaming rights to The Office, and he was. You could argue outside of Michael Scott, he's 2 or 3
Yeah,
behind Dwight.
Dwight.
Dwight brings more.
The show
house.
doesn't work without a straight man.
You know who's fucking last, by the way? Had the worst arc on that show.
Don't say
Andy
Nardog.
Bernard.
Andy
Don't
Yeah.
say
Nardog,
Man.
what? Oh, you love Nardog. You know Jay's favorite character of all time is late seasons like Nardog.
Cheah
don't
was doing
run
the
away
same
from a
whisper
redhead.
that Harry
Manager
Potter
went
was
downhill.
doing when the Sorting Hat was above him. Not Nardog, not Nardog.
Oh, there's just there's a moment like right around when he went to go do Hangover 2 where you're like, oh no.
Well, yeah. Once Michael Scott left the show, and
Oh, it's
Nard-
all the funny shit left.
yeah. I mean, he's Scottie Pippen, but with Michael
That's
Scott,
even.
he's
That's
awesome.
very bold.
Generous.
Dude, I think Nardog
that is.
Nardog
awesome.
is the Scottie Pippen of The Office?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
No.
He's the Luke Longley of the Office.
Oh, he's like the
He's a Tony Kukoc of The Office.
You
That is-
fool.
Woof.
Che, I love you to death, but not anymore.
The Scottie Pippen of The Office.
James Halpert, raise your hand. I think
I gotta go
everyone's
Halpert.
Yeah.
I got to go Halpert too. He
That was
Dutch-
unbelievable.
So everybody but Cheah votes for Halpert. And then the last second round matchup, Kevin James, the 15 seed, against James from Team Rocket. He knocked off James Pond.
Kevin James.
And Kevin James.
Kevin James.
This is Kevin James.
Kevin
Like,
James.
no
It's
one
Kevin
even,
James.
Is anyone even going to think about Team Rocket James?
Yes. he was iconic. The show doesn't work without a villain.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, wait. I thought you were going to say the show doesn't work
the
without
games.
Saying the show doesn't work without James from Team Rocket is literally the same argument that Cheah had, just dressed up for Pokemon.
Yeah.
James is the Scottie Pippen of Pokemon human beings in Pokemon.
But it does seem that Nick, you're the only vote
That's fine.
for Kevin James, and then deciding the championship, Gandolfini against Rick James. Chappelle, does Gandolfini have a chance to even go down here?
I mean, I'm not even thinking about Rick James here.
I've never seen The Sopranos. All I have is him holding SpongeBob's nose.
I mean,
in
that should be
one
enough.
Picture. It almost
enough.
is. Dave Chappelle's Rick James isn't even my favorite Dave Chappelle skit.
No, mine neither.
Yeah, I'm going to go Gandolfini.
I don't even know what it is other than him saying I'm Rick James.
And fuck your
It's
couch.
fuck
right?
your
Because Charlie Murphy's like
Yeah.
almost the biggest part of that skit.
It's him telling the story about
Yeah.
it, right? And the Prince one was better than that.
Oh, Prince one is way better.
Cheah has to dip, but Cheah, give your champion out of the remaining, which that it's now Gandolfini definitely moves on.
Yes.
Gandalf, it's between Gandolfini, Halper, and Kevin James. You're putting your most vote behind.
Kevin James, come on.
Yeah.
All right, moving into the last final four. Kevin James, the 15 seed against the 3 seed James Halpert. I mean,
If Kevin James wins this, is this the most predictable outcome there's ever?
I said the second he advanced, he was going to fucking win this whole thing.
But-
he's got a tough go against Gandolfini. If he is he advancing?
We get so here's the thing with Jim Halper, we only get the character Jim Halper. We don't get all of Jim Krasinski's work.
Halpert.
We get all of fucking Kevin James's work, which is a lot. And I think that is more valuable to me than the character Jim from The Office.
Is it though?
Because I like Michael
Kevin
Scott more.
Can wait. The NASCAR show.
Grown ups. I mean,
I
there's
need
a
to
lot
get
of
something
stuff.
off my chest. Kevin James was the first time I ever laughed at stand-up. It was him.
Wait. Hold on. Can I? He has like one stand-up album. So is it the bit about him getting exact change in a drive-through?
No.
Okay, because I know
That's
that's
phenomenal. I'm already laughing.
It's
at
him.
that.
I think he was on like a late night show, and he was pantomiming, like buying cards. I was just like, this is hilarious.
Oh yes, that's in
Like,
that.
he was buying a greeting card.
He's
but
buying.
he wasn't talking.
Oh wait! Oh my god!
So the three main cruxes of the Kevin James stand-up album. It's the only one there is. Buying greeting cards, exact change in a drive-through, and he like talks about like losing it in between the seat, and he freaks out. And then the third one is him seeing somebody eat an apple at a baseball game.
Yeah, yes, that was a great one. It pissed him off. Who eats an apple at a baseball game?
I mean, it's true. We're already laughing at it. I mean,
He's like, this guy's just like making out with you. He's like, they grow on trees, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, that's just that to me alone.
Fuck, it sounds like Kevin James.
Yeah.
It really does.
I mean, the
Really?
third.
Like, we're really going to advance
the third best character.
I'm looking at Owen and KenJac. They're Long Island guys.
He was
They're
also the
biased.
first stand-up I saw. I watched it with my parents.
It's the third best character on a TV show versus.
Is he the
well-studied
LeBron
actor.
James? Is he LeBron is to Cleveland as Kevin James is to Long Island?
Wow.
No, I mean it's Billy Joel, but like he's like
yeah,
basically he's the Scottie Pippen
And Bagel
of-
Boss.
Yeah, and the Bagel Boss.
Wait.
True.
You mentioned it, Owen. Is he like the pioneer of like the grotesque?
The fat guy, hot
slobs
wife.
who hate their very attractive
Yeah,
wives.
I don't know. I think
that
that's
was
been a
big
trope for a
That was
while.
a long-running trope.
I don't know, but they
It's a
they-
phenomenon.
It would usually
actually.
be
They did it best.
It would be ugly guys, but it would be like appropriately like scaled women. But like Leah
But no,
Remini
there
was
was always,
so
like-
much hotter than Kevin James.
Just
like,
just hot.
insane disparity.
And they would meet up and talk to their friends about their
Jerry
hot
Stiller
wives.
was
Yeah.
hotter than Kevin James.
Like there was a tremendous disparity between their attractiveness levels. So I do think that is a pioneer.
So the championship is the 1 seed James Gandolfini, a titan of premium cable and prestige television, against Kevin James, a staple of sitcom television, and bad and then subsequent bad content.
King of Queens versus King of Cousins.
It's true.
Duh.
I don't. Okay, let's make our. So Cheah already voted for Kevin James. So Kevin James has
One vote already.
one vote already. Nick.
Just based off the fact that all I have is the fucking SpongeBob picture. I have to go Kevin James.
Oh man, he's getting.
All right, I'm
momentum.
going Gandolfini. Gandolfini played one of the greatest roles in the history of literally anything, stage, TV, movie. He's an icon. It's like KB said it. He is like, it's not like, oh, he's just playing Tony. No, he is Tony Soprano. Like
I've never liked a character more.
right. And
I'm only on the first season, like, episode 10, but I'm
see.
just like I cannot. I've never liked the television character more than.
so
Tony.
I got Gandolfini. Owen.
I'm with Nick. I only know the SpongeBob picture and the one where it's a screen grab and it says inarticulate Italian noises.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rutgers game. Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin James.
3-1.
Yes.
KB.
Gandolfini.
Well, it's 3-2. It's
Now it's 3-2.
yeah.
All right.
KenJac, you can either tie it up.
It's hard because I think that James Gandolfini is clearly he is the better or was the better actor. Like that's just a bona fide fact. But I mean, there's still a lot of runway left for Kevin James. You never know where he
not
might
about
go
the
next.
It's not better actor.
Yeah.
It's better James.
Of course,
It's better
it's about
J-
the future.
You never know where he could go, and he's offered a lot already. He's given us a positive role model for us fat ugly men. He's given us like grown ups. He's given us Paul Blart.
We have to say we hadn't even mentioned.
we didn't mention Paul Blart.
Oh my god!
Fuck! And I was like, "Don't say it." Second you said Paul Blart, I knew it was over.
That fucking
James.
fake Paul Blart thing you guys do is the reason there's a roof over your head.
It's so Paul Blart
Yeah,
3.
Paul Blart
Oh
3.
my god.
Viva Fart Vegas.
Viva Fart Vegas.
I mean, fuck! It's Kevin James. It's Kevin James.
Oh my
It was always
God.
Kevin James.
Wait, how
It was
did we
always Kevin
forget
James.
Blart the whole
How did we
episode?
forget? People were
I didn't think. I thought you guys
stupid.
purposely not mentioned it.
Kevin James is the best James according to our bracket. He knocks off the iconic James Gandolfini after
best
taking down
actors.
after taking down in the James Bond.
Yep.
Then taking down James from Team Rocket, and then James Halpert.
That's a
Jim
gauntlet.
Halpert.
He had a really hard road to these finals, and he still won.
Here were some honorable mentions who did not make the bracket, and then we will move on. I can't. I just can't believe
It was like Nick said, though. It is arguably the most predictable result.
The artist Etta James,
Okay, at last.
That's the one
Yeah.
he did last. Yeah.
James Hetfield from
Metallica.
Metallica,
Noted Dick, I believe.
Jim Parsons.
That was on
from
my list, yeah.
Big Bang Theory,
And Garden State.
James
Played the
Lance Bass.
Yeah, James Lance
What?
Bass?
Yeah,
Gross.
James and the Giant Peach.
Ah, fuck that
Jesse
guy.
James movie, which Nick, I know you.
So that wasn't the movie. That just the title is so inspiring.
But then you watch it and you're like, I want to shit
The
myself.
assassination of Jesse James by the coward
Great
Robert
movie.
Ford.
James Avery. There's also
Oh,
a
yeah.
jewelry brand, Uncle Phil as well from Fresh Prince. James Bay, James Blunt, James Caan, James Dean, James Earl Jones. That feels like a
Wow.
real mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Wait.
That feels like a real mission.
And James Pond.
Made it.
These guys.
James
that was a throwaway for me to get to 12.
James Gunn, James Harden, James Rolfe, the angry video
Yeah,
game
it was
nerd.
on my
Yeah,
list.
it was on mine
yeah.
too.
Tough one to miss. Yeah, here's a rolling rock to you, James Rolfe.
He's probably got a big
Diarrhea
diarrhea.
dump in his ear right now. Buffalo diarrhea dump.
Lily James, the actress, and then that was just a bunch of the ones.
What about James Naismith?
Yeah, the creator
inventor
of
of basketball.
basketball.
Not only
yeah.
did he invent basketball,
He sucked at
he
it.
invented the football helmet. He was like, I invented this entire sport, which will be one of the most popular in the world, and then I also will, the football.
Did you know that his coaching record in basketball is very bad? I think his
invented it?
teams. That's the thing. He invented it, and I think his career record coaching record is 350. He's terrible. He was a bad basketball coach.
I bet you the inventor of trouble isn't the best at trouble.
He's listening right now, like fuck you. Who invented trouble? We got to get him on the
Yeah,
horn.
we
Ah,
gotta
damn it.
get him on the pod for the next one.
I bet you he's mediocre at trouble.
If you remember one thing from today, it's that the mind is the only weapon that doesn't need a holster.
Yes.
And,
Who said that?
Paul Blart said that.
Yep.
No way.
Fact.
Wow,
That's
that
beautiful.
That does sound like a Gandolfini Sopranos quote.
No, Paul Blart said that.
weapon doesn't need a holster.
This was invented by, don't tell me Milton Bradley himself. Frank Kohner and Paul Kohner and Fred Kroll. They're definitely dead.
Oh yeah. Let me say something. James Gandolfini could not play Paul Blart. Not a chance. But Kevin James, maybe he could play Tony Soprano. You never know.
Out of here.
Given enough practice?
Yeah. You just add a little slapstick to the role.
This is typical.
It was expected,
So
but
our
I'm
first
happy where we
champion
got
was
here.
the Wizard of Fries, the mascot for Burger King, who is not a wizard.
Barely even
No.
fries.
No.
Beef jerky, which we didn't really even want to vote for in the first place, won the best gas station snacks, and the winner of Best James is Kevin James.
Who won on a tie in the first round.
Who almost didn't even
Wow.
advance against James Bond.
That was the Gooch Man. The Gooch Man.
Gooch Man.
so
won.
we got to think about our bracket for next week. There's been some good ideas. Best president.
I think we should roll with worst.
Yeah, we should do. You're right.
Yeah.
We need to alternate.
Worst presidents.
We gotta
and
do a
it's
worst.
Broad. Any type of president. Could be company.
I was also thinking of just doing most boring thing.
We could do the most boring thing.
Yeah, noun.
Most boring thing.
Yeah.
All right,
Person,
so the
place,
next
or
bracket
thing.
will be the most boring. Most boring.
Let's get Chappelle on for that
person,
one.
place, or thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. We'll do most boring person, place, or thing, and it will join the likes of the Wizard of Fries, Beef Jerky, and Kevin James.
Murderers Row.
His team was holding on to Paul Blart. They're like, wait till they say Blart.
They're like gripping him like
Wait till they
like
till they
that guy
say
Texas
Blart.
A&M kickers, like family just sitting there.
That's like when you have the last piece of Exodia. Yeah. It's just like, I have the right arm right
Only
here.
you and me get this right now. That's just you and me. You're the only people that
I'm
understand
talking
that reference.
directly to you.
Yeah.
Thanks to Waterbird, presenting sponsor for Cheah, KenJac, Nick, KB, and Owen. I'm Jeff Lowe. We'll talk to you next time.